let's talk a little bit about, obviously, this is a relatively new company, right? So talk a little bit about what has some of the, I don't want to say resistance, but maybe like hurdles. Like, what are some of the things that questions that you get asked commonly, or some of the big obstacles to just create more awareness about focus calm, but just about this part, how important this part of health is, right? What are some
Yeah.
things that you want to share to the listeners that are wondering or may have these same questions that you encounter probably
Yeah.
daily, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's such a great question.
Mhm.
The big one is safety, right? And
Mhm.
so that's why we really talk about it's passively measuring the activity that your brain is naturally producing, just like a heart rate monitor. It works in a very similar way. In fact, this type of technology, EEG technology, if you've ever seen a picture of someone with a bunch of wires coming off their head from like a sleep study, or maybe measuring different brain activity for people with different neurological conditions like epilepsy or seizures. It's that
Mhm.
same technology that's been around for 100 years.
Mhm.
We just package it in a way that you can use at home safely and easily for the effect of improved well-being and performance.
Mhm.
So it's really, really safe, commonly used technology. All the testing that we do is above and beyond what we need to make sure that it's really easy and safe to use. I think that's the big one. And then the other one is there is, like you mentioned, Andrew, a greater awareness or appreciation for mental health, particularly in sports. We're
Mhm.
seeing, athletes talk about mental health and well-being, and its importance for them as humans and importance for them in their performance. We're also seeing, this huge uptake in the past 10 years of meditation with like apps like Calm and Headspace. In fact, a lot of our users have tried those things and they want something that's a bit more measurable. They want something that's a bit more gamified, a bit more engaging.
Nice.
So we have a lot of people coming over from there. So we have this kind of mental health, especially in sports, impact of meditation that we're seeing on the
Mhm.
culture, and also this idea of connected fitness, the Pelotons of the world, the Tonals of the world, right? It's hardware, software,
Mhm.
measured training
Yes.
for fitness. This is hardware, software, measured training for mental fitness and well-being. And I
Uh-huh.
think these are the things that are contributing to people being aware of this. But really, the biggest kind of things that we need to educate people on are the things you and I are talking about, which is you can change your brain, you are in control, you can do it in a measured scientific
Mhm.
way. These practices work, and let's have fun while we do them. And so it's
Yes.
really just kind of showing people and explaining, things like neuroplasticity, so that they get the deal and they want to try it.
Yes. And talk a little bit about, so athletes have been, buying into this, practicing this, seeing the benefits. Have you guys looked at kind of the age spectrum, like how young athletes are starting to actually incorporate this? Because I would assume like your brain is a lot more plastic at a younger age. So what can you give any insight on that? Like high school athletes, is this something that
Younger,
a lot of people, even younger, when do
yeah.
you think, well, all of us should be using this, but what do you think would be like the ideal window to actually
hmm
start to incorporate some of this? Because you mentioned at the beginning, like you started meditating when you were 6 years old, and obviously you carried a lot of those practices with you throughout life and your career. But what's kind of that ideal window for not even sports, just health in general,
Yeah.
living in general? Yeah.
I think it's important that people have some sort of mental health practice,
Hmm.
whether that's focus calm or meditation or even seeing a therapist or talking with a friend, going for walks in nature. We all need things to support our mental health, of
Yes.
course, right? I
Yes.
think we all need things. And the vision with focus calm is to make something effective, easy, and accessible for younger people. They rock at focus calm. They just get it. One, it's a game, which they love. Two, as soon as they see the feedback, they don't get in their heads and they're not like, oh crap, the rocket ship's going down. Oh no, oh good. They just go, oh, okay, now it's doing this, now it's doing this. Okay, let me use my breathing practice I just learned. Okay, now it's going up. Like it's a very direct one-to-one their experience,
Mhm.
which is a benefit for them in terms of
Yes.
their training. But we've had people as young as 5 and 6 years old,
Okay.
again, because it's so safe to use and so easy to use and gamified,
Mhm.
start to practice this, and the kind of the awakening, and this is true for everyone, but it's interesting to see it in kids, is when you see that you can control your brain in just a few seconds of trying, this light bulb goes off and you go, holy crap, I am in the driver's seat. I
Mhm.
can change this mystical, magical thing in between my ears called my brain, and I can do it pretty quickly just by
Mhm.
applying some of these practices. I can make this rocket ship fly higher, for
Mhm.
example. So it's awakening people to the fact that they are in control, they are in the driver's seat, and we've seen benefits in really young kids. Maybe kids who have trouble with attention issues. or or really anyone who wants to improve their ability to be calm and focused and present. Yeah, we've seen it across age spans.
Yes, that's awesome. So, everyone can use this.